My name is Krista Hines. My husband is Chris Hines, and this is my Christmas story. In 2006, we met and married 3 years ago. Things started off really well. There had been a storm brewing, some signs of trouble in our marriage, and that we were having trouble. But the decision to separate felt like it just happened in the blink of an eye. It just fell apart. Divorce wasn't the path that we wanted to go down. It wasn't the kind of thing that we'd imagined for our lives. And we'd had a beautiful marriage ceremony and meant our vows, but we found ourselves in trouble without a way to really cope and get through it. So after a few days after we separated and he had moved out, I had spent Christmas Eve celebrating with my family, and I came home alone. The Christmas tree that we had just decorated, weeks before, half of the lights were out. And I just sat and I prayed and I cried. And I just looked at the tree and knew that I wasn't complete. And so I prayed like I'd never prayed before, and that I just cried out, said, God, turn on my Christmas tree. Make me whole. And so I went to bed, and Christmas morning I woke up and turned on the tree, and it was fully lit. But I just thought that was so sweet. I mean, just God just showing his majesty on such a tiny level. You'd think that, Christmas time is the hardest time for heartache and to be going through something so painful. But because I realized everywhere that God was with us, that it was no more evident than at Christmas that Emmanuel, that God with us, and that God sent his son for grace and mercy, which is exactly what my husband and I needed to save our marriage. Our marriage fell apart, and we were reconciled, and Christ is the center of our lives and our marriage, and that's my Christmas story.